Hey guys, Josiah here with Aesthetyx Fitness. In today's video, I'm going to be answering the question, should you bulk or cut first? So this video is mostly tailored to people who have just gotten started working out. However, this is also useful for people who have been training for a while and are at kind of an awkward middle point where they're like, do I have a high enough body fat percentage where I need to cut? Or on the other hand, do I not have enough muscle mass to where I really need to bulk? And to answer that question, I'm going to go into a couple different reasons, a little bit of science in my own opinion, and let you guys know what you should be doing. But before we get started with today's video, make sure to hit that subscribe button and click the little bell icon. That way every time I come up with a new video, you guys are getting notified, not missing out on any great new content. Also, if you feel like it, click that little like button down below as well. It really helps me out. Also, little heads up, no episode this coming Monday. I'm actually going to be on a camping trip, so I will not be producing an episode for Monday, but there will be one coming next Friday, so I'll be back then, and that'll be the next time I see you. Anyways, with that out of the way, let's get started. Alright, so my general rule of thumb is, if you are asking the question, should I bulk or should I cut, and you're in that point where you don't really know what you should do, the answer is usually going to be you should probably cut first. And the reason for that is if you are above about 15% body fat, so if you have no visible abs, even if you're close-ish but not quite there yet, and you're kind of looking soft all over, it's probably if you're above 16 or so percent body fat. Cutting first is going to give you a lot of advantages as opposed to trying to bulk when you're in a higher body fat percentage. Obviously, if you are severely overweight, you should definitely cut first. And if you're someone who is like a really hardcore ectomorph where you can see every single striation in your muscle but you don't have a lot of muscle mass, you should definitely bulk first. But for the majority of people who are kind of dealing with either like being skinny fat or dealing with just carrying a little extra body weight around, cutting first is going to make the fastest improvement in your actual physique appearance, because losing fat is a lot faster than gaining muscle. Your body can lose like 2 pounds of fat a week if you're just starting out, whereas you can only gain about 2 pounds of muscle a month maximum as a beginner. So by losing fat first, you're going to get that instant progress, and it's going to make you feel really good and help keep you motivated to continue working out and sticking with your diet. Because every week you're going to be seeing noticeable differences in how your physique looks and your weight on the scale. It'll be a constant linear progression for you, and you'll continue to make, well, you could call it negative gains in that department and actually keep yourself motivated and see yourself looking better, and people around you will be validating that by telling you, hey, you look leaner. And in some cases, if you already have a certain amount of muscle mass, the leaner you get, even though you're technically losing weight, you will look bigger. So people might be telling you that your arms look bigger because they're more vascular and more defined. So all around, cutting down in weight is a really good way to start, especially if you're going to be needing that extra motivation. Another reason if you are carrying around extra body fat to cut first is that it's going to be much easier to monitor your calories based on your body composition. What I mean by that is if you have a lean physique where you see all of your ab separations and you know how much definition you have in your musculature, if you put on enough fat that starts to go away, it's very obvious to you. However, if you already don't have any definition because you have a higher body fat percentage, putting on a pound or two of extra fat a week is not going to really concern you. You'll be putting on weight and you'll see the scale going up, but if you think you're just bulking, you'll be like, hey, I'm making progress faster than I think I am, when in fact your calories could just be too high and you could be putting on extra weight. So again, that helps you kind of monitor your own physique progress a little better, because if you're putting on muscle, you'll know it, versus if you're putting on fat, you'll also know it. And the other great thing about getting leaner before you start bulking is that when you are dealing with yourself in a very lean state and putting on muscle, a higher percentage of the calories that you're eating are going to sustaining your muscle and continuing to build it and help it grow. Whereas if you have a very high body fat percentage, more of your calories are being shuttled into maintaining your body weight and your body mass in the form of fat rather than being shuttled into helping your muscles. So the overall amount of calories you're eating are being kind of divided between where you want them to be going and where you don't. Whereas if you have a lower body fat percentage, almost all of your calories are going into helping sustain your muscles and actually going where you want them to be going in a healthy way. However, like I said, if you are lean enough to where you can actually see your abdominal muscles, and I'm just using that as basically an easy example to gauge what your body fat percentage is, because it's pretty universal for most people, between 9 to 12% body fat for men, and I believe it's 17 to 19% for women, something like that, just because you'll be able to really kind of know that threshold. But you could also use an actual body fat caliper measurement to determine your body fat percentage. But if you're at that level, if you're below that level of body fat, especially if you're feeling like you're lighter than you should be and you want to get stronger and build more muscle, then definitely bulk first. However, if you're a person that, you do have a higher body fat percentage than that, and using an objective measure like body fat percentage is the best way to go about doing that. Don't just go by your BMI, because that's really inexact and not very scientific when it comes to actually determining your body composition. So if you know what your body fat percentage is, if you're above what I would consider the sort of visibly lean threshold, I would cut first just to get yourself a little more muscle definition before you start bulking. However, if you already are there, then start bulking and just lean bulk all the way until you start to lose that definition and get up into 15-16% body fat for men. Again, for women it's going to be higher, and then just cut back down and continue. And that way you'll keep yourself in a healthy, good, and aesthetic range while you're bulking and cutting. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching. Remember to click that like button down below if you enjoyed today's video or found it informative or entertaining. Click that subscribe button so you're always getting notified when I come out with new videos, and leave a comment down below letting me know your bulking and cutting strategies and any questions you may want me to answer so that I can help you train smarter and look better.